Hello and welcome back, everyone. Today I'm on location here at New Reid Park, and it is a about 75-acre park now with some woodland hiking trails situated along a small stream. And it also includes a reconstructed wetland, a meadow, and also a small tree nursery. And there's just some like playgrounds and everything else along here, but it was a big driveway into the park. I'm now all the way, I think, at the back end of it, which I think is the northernmost point. As far as I can tell, it looks like over here there's a tree clearing. I can't quite tell what it is exactly, if it's like a hiking trail or anything in particular. But I'm mostly going to be just doing probably bird photography today, or at least trying to, and seeing how that works. And just like I said, taking a quick scout around this place. This is my first visit, and see if there's any photographs to be had. And just merely check out the location simply and what it may have to offer. And there is... I can't tell if that's like a train car or something, so maybe it's like railroad tracks all the way down that way. I can't quite tell from here, but kind of looks like it at least. But so yeah, it's pretty plentiful light here. As you can see, the sunlight's just breaking through as I arrived here just after sunrise. And there's a little bit of clouds in the sky that might provide some coverage, but they're moving around pretty fast, I'd say. And so yeah, so I mean, I'm just gonna make my way around and see how the location does for today. But I think the main thing I'm gonna be focusing on today is probably wildlife photography and just seeing how big of a bird checklist I could get on eBird. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and start walking around here and just see what I can find today. So should be a pretty nice day out, I think. Nice morning out, and I look forward to sharing this location here with you for the YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and get started here. Alright, so I think I am along the Wetland Trail, or however many trails are in the wetland. So over here kind of looks like some kind of like wet meadow or something, some kind of marshy habitat, I believe. And then over here is a creek that's flowing right along where there actually happen to be train cars, which is pretty cool. But the sunlight, you can still barely see it because it's just off top of the tree lines over here. But looks like the trail dead-ended. I don't know, I'm not seeing anything, but it's a pretty rugged trail at that. Like, I should have wore my wading boots, given that it is wetland in particular here in this little park here. But I didn't really. It's really muddy and everything. I don't know, and just sloshy and wet. And it looks like people probably took some like four-wheelers or the gators maybe for like the park maintenance staff. I don't know. They took it through this area a lot, so it's like well worn in shreds and tire treads and all that stuff. So I don't know. So I'm gonna make my way back here, however slippery and muddy it gets, and then I'm gonna make my way up to the more flat, or the more paved part. Might be a little bit more normal, and I might be able to better see the sunrise and this golden hour light, and hopefully take some bird photographs. But so far I already got about 9 species actually since I got here about less than 12 minutes ago, I think. Sorry. So yeah, I think I got about 9 species in 12 minutes, which is great. So far nothing absolutely crazy, but I mean, there's some Carolina wrens right in front of me, fairly conspicuous perched, but I wasn't quite quick enough to get them. But they are singing quite a bit. A lot of the birds are singing quite a bit, which is great too. Those 2 deer actually off to this side over here as well. And yeah, so I'm on my way back to the parking lot where I started, and probably go somewhere else at least. But like I said, this is kind of a weird visit, just because I did enough research to kind of get the point across of like, what kind of habitat and everything you might see, so that way I'm aware of like what to expect, of course, and all that. But at the same time, it is nice to kind of go in these locations blind a little bit and get those real first initial impressions and be surprised by it too, as I am trying to do here. But yeah, I don't know, I didn't really have any trail map to go off of either. Given the name of it, I think it's like a newer park as well, so it's still somewhat in development, I'm guessing, in recent years here. But anyways, I'm gonna keep going here and take advantage of this sunrise, hopefully, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. So I'm here in the Woodland Trail now, and this honestly really, really ramping up to be something cool here, I think. Just the potential of it. It's not really too much of the trails though, because I can see from end to end basically from being right here in the middle. But the sun's rising up in the sky now, and there's some beautiful blue sky and clouds above, and it's just a nice, pleasant, quiet morning, of course. But the photographs though, I've been nothing so far, unfortunately. The birds are just too far away. Plus it's mainly been robins and cardinals at the moment, at least here. But I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna keep going here and see where this trail takes me. It looks like it's taking me out to the clearing over here, towards the main road where I came from. And then, yeah, just see where it goes. But there's actually quite a myriad of different ways you can go on this Woodland Trail here. And I'm just taking each one and seeing simply where it goes. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. I'll keep you posted. Any updates about anything I see or find or anything worth talking about or anything. All right, so I made it outside of the woodland, out into the clearing, and the sun's, at least right now, obscured by some of the clouds, and it's diffusing the light. But Jesus, dog scared me. So I tried something, a different strategy here, and I actually just opted to basically circle the perimeter of the clearing. Naturally there probably wouldn't be any birds out there in the open like that, but I wanted to try it out with just going along the tree line. And I happened to see a couple song sparrows, a couple cardinals. There's a bunch of starlings up at the shelter that I just got walking away from, at least. And so I'm gonna go along this opening over here, it looks like by the fence line, and see if there's any other birds to be had. But so far I'm at 11 species total, and the sunlight's only gonna get harsher and harsher as the day goes on. And I don't know, we'll see how long I can hold out here, but I'm at least gonna stay here long enough to check out and explore the rest of the park here, and see what I could possibly have had. Okay, so things really shifted gears here, and I actually just got a lifer, a red-breasted nuthatch in particular. So it's pretty awesome. I just thought it was a white-breasted like I normally would, right? The more common species. Just here perched on this tree. Or actually it started on this tree right behind me here, and then it went to this one. But yeah, I was just looked through my binoculars basically, and I was just like, I saw the red breast of it, of course, and then I saw like the prominent streak down the middle at the top of its head on its the crown and the crest. So that was pretty great. Unfortunately I didn't get any photos of it, which would have been beautifully front lit, as it's just circling around the tree, going down the tree at least. But unfortunately didn't get any. There's a white breast that actually came in and stopped and perched right next to it, and made it fly away, so that kind of sucks. But it's like two more just landed in. I don't know what kind they are, but they both look like nuthatches. Then behind me here, it sounds like there's some sparrows, maybe like a Downy Woodpecker. So this area right here, this space right here, I think it's a disc golf course or a golf course, honestly. I can't quite tell. I think it's just a golf course. But yeah, this mixed habitat right here is actually very awesome, and no one's out here as well. But you got a variety of different sparse trees that are laid out, which means certain kinds of woodpeckers, or like the nuthatches, like I mentioned, would love them. I'm hoping for some of these coniferous trees over here, potentially some kinglets. That'd be kind of cool. But so far I'm not having any. And as I say that, there's a golf cart over there. It looks like 100 yards away. Oops. But so yeah, that was great. So in all the most unlikely of places, especially today, because I'm just not really having too much action, I actually managed to get a lifer here. And there is a downy on that same tree, so it's supposed to be a popular tree today. Go figure. But I'm gonna keep going here, because that really got me kind of more excited for potential photographs, or just maybe even lifers, or just other bird sightings to beef up the checklist, of course. And then I'm gonna see how long I want to hang around here at New Reid, and then we'll call it quits for the day. But that was really great. I think it's lifer 173 or 174, I think, for my entire life list, which is awesome, and I'm really glad to get it. I just was not expecting to be a place like this, but sometimes the surprises like that happen with birding. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep going here, and lots of birds keep perching on these trees. Got some starlings. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna maybe take some images more of these guys, and I will talk to you when I do. So see you in a little bit. So right after I filmed that last speaking bit, talking about the new lifer I just got, tons of these golf carts, just like 3 or 4 of them, came swarming around the hills as people, you know, come into the club for the day. And then a pickup truck, apparently I was on a pickup truck, like a service road basically, and it like came right beside me and everything. I noticed as I was walking way out, basically, was what I decided to do, is that there's like tons of like no trespassing signs on the fences. But I mean, hey, the gate was open, and I just went ahead and did it anyway, so whatever. But with that being said, I think I'm going to call it quits here in a little bit. I'm really not sure what else to do here. The park doesn't seem that big at all. I could always wander through the woodland again and just see what happens there. If there's any potential bird activity. I don't know, but it's getting later in the morning now. It's about 9:30, and I'm not quite sure what to do now. But I mean, it was worth getting into that golf course almost by accident, because at first I thought it was a part of New Reid Park, but I guess it's a community golf course next to it. Just literally just neighbors it on the same road. So yeah, I don't know. It's worth getting in there though for the lifer. That's really cool. I just really wish I got a photo of it, because so far I've gotten about 4 shots of a white-breasted nuthatch, the one that flew right after the red-breasted one at that, but that's about it. And they're not even really that good of shots anyways. So I don't know what I'm gonna do here. As you can see, the sunlight's really plentiful behind me, as it's really warming up here for early December, surprisingly. But so I don't know, I'm gonna keep walking around here. Right now I just literally went up to along the driveway where I came into the park here. It's a long winding road with about 2 or 3 curves and turns, and I just went all the way to the main road to go capture some B-roll of the signage actually. That's pretty much it though. And then also, you know, dual purpose, I guess, dual motive, is that I wanted to also see along the fence line here if I could capture any kind of like grassland or you know, birds that might be out in the open a little bit more out here, at least, not necessarily grassland, but ones that might be more conspicuously perched out here. And unfortunately I didn't really see anything. It's pretty quiet this way, but on the other side of me, if you can tell, is just a bunch of neighborhoods, and the backyard's facing me of people's houses. But on this other side is the fence line right behind me here, and then the golf course, of course. So yeah, so with that being said, I think I'm almost done here for my visit actually. But like I said, it's been mostly uneventful. I mean, there hasn't been much, pretty much nothing in the name way of photos, but you know, just some cool experiences. But I wish I could capture them for the video here, of course. That would make it more, you know, extra special, I guess. But so with that being said, I'm gonna keep walking around here and hope for the best. Maybe get something worthwhile to share with you, the viewer, of course. The main reason I do all these videos. But so yeah, I'm gonna keep going here, and I will lots of walking. It's gonna be a little monotonous, and I don't know if I'm really gonna see anything worthwhile, but we will see here, and it's always worth a try, of course. So I will see you in a little bit. All right, so a little bit of luck came my way actually with photography speaking. There's at least about 4 or 5 American robins perched up on this tree here. There's one European starling, which, you know, is an invasive species, so it really gets a bad reputation here in North America. But it's far up in the tree. It was just a little bit ago, and so it's not really the most desirable eye level kind of perspective or shot I was going for. But honestly, with the blue sky situated behind it, and the fact that it's on a natural perch too, because I can see right now there's actually a starling all the way up on this power line up here. So natural perch is always more preferred for, I bet most bird photographers would say. So yeah, I got some shots of it. It has the perspective of it looking up like it's high up in the tree, which, you know, is okay for what it is, but I feel like it's still a nice pleasing shot that I composed using the rule of thirds, mainly with most of the shots offsetting it to the left side of the frame as it looks towards the right in like a side profile view. And fortunately I got enough light there from the diffused light of these clouds behind me here that it actually caught a catch light in its eye, which is that little white glare that just adds a bit of dimension to the image and the subject. It really makes it not have this black soulless eye. So it really helps out with not only like human portraits, of course, but also wildlife and birds like this. And also just the glow on the front lit side of it with the iridescent feathers and everything, the plumage. So really worked out pretty well. I'm really happy with how that turned out, at least so far. I'm looking at it from the back of the camera here, so I can't wait to post-produce it and see how it looks and share it with you in the video here. So once again, I'm getting like, it's pulling me in a little bit to keep staying here and see how the persistence I'm having is paying off. So from the lifer of the red-breasted nuthatch to now getting the shots of the European starling. So I really don't know what I want to do, if I want to head out for the day. I might stick around a little bit longer, like I said, and check out the Woodland Trail. But you know, that might be the best I can get, is just the Starling shots. So, which is still great, of course. Don't get me wrong, but so I just found the best seat in the whole house right here. There's like this side trail. So as I make my way back, I mean, my car is just like 50 feet that way. You know, just right across from all this brush, of course. But I just took this little side trail, and it's a really small one. It just looks like it dead ends right here, but there's at least like 7 bird species right here. I think white-throated sparrow, American robin, northern cardinal. I did see one cedar waxwing, which is cool. Added that for the list today. Red-bellied woodpecker, downy woodpecker. What else? I think starlings were also over here, but yeah, they're just all were along here. Now, most of them flushed, unfortunately, when I came over here, but I'm the white-throated sparrow call. Yeah, most of them kind of flushed, but I mean, like, still, there's just a lot of them just bouncing and flitting around in the, you know, flitting about in the brush and the trees and everything here. Actually, over here, there's like a robin that's just bathing in the water, this small little shallow kind of puddle over here. And then that red-bellied woodpecker was actually eye level right here on this thin tree. And I wasn't fast enough to get a vertical shot of it. Yeah, I don't know, but I got a shot of actually the waxwing in particular, kind of halfway down the trail that way when I came from. You know, had its mouth open with a berry in it that it just plucked off a tree or a berry bush. So you know, I got a shot of that. It's a little underexposed, but I can definitely lighten up the shadows or dodge and burn the bird so it looks a lot more brighter in post-production, of course. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that, at least. But yeah, this is really just a cool, quiet, kind of serene spot in particular, and the best spot, I think, for the birds in general today. So I think with that being said, I'm probably gonna end the video here. I may stick around a little bit longer and just check out some of the rest of the Woodland Trail. I think there's like maybe an entryway or two that I didn't really get to pass through. Not that it'd be anything dramatically different from the rest of the wood habitat and the ecosystem right there, but you never know. Could be some luck in going later in the morning, because now it's about 10 o'clock and got all these birds and all this activity over here in this little kind of magnet, this little hot spot, for whatever reason. You never know, so you might see more species or what have you. So, but I think with that being said, I'm going to end the video here. And so the morning actually turned out, well, albeit pretty slow. It actually ramped up quite a bit, and like I said, got a lifer, so I can't complain, and a couple bird shots of some more common species, and some lesser common species. So yeah, I really enjoyed the video, at least filming it and getting these photos, and I hope you enjoyed watching it and exploring with me here. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. This has been New Reid Park. Until next time, make sure to get out here. Thank you.